Are you up at night worried that an asteroid may strike Earth? Well, in 1908, it happened. And if it happened again, that same sized asteroid would be big enough to wipe out the 5 boroughs and Newark and Patterson along with it. But you can put your worries aside. Your government has a plan. The White House, NASA, and FEMA have some ideas on how they could stop it. I want to bring in a journalist from space.com. Her name is Hanneke Weitering, and she's going to shed some light on this issue. Hanneke, welcome to Chasing News. Let me ask you a first question. You hear that FEMA's involved and NASA and the White House. How real is this threat?
It is a very real threat, but the thing with asteroids is that it's a very low probability threat, but it's also a very high consequence threat. And if you compare this to other natural disasters like hurricanes and volcanoes, the things that happen here on Earth, those aren't necessarily preventable, but NASA thinks that an asteroid hitting Earth could be prevented.
All right, let's cut right to the chase. How realistic is the plan, and what is the plan for our government to deflect or destroy an asteroid hurtling toward Earth?
NASA is working on a plan. It's called the DART mission. It's the Double Asteroid Redirect Test. And they're going to send a spacecraft out to this asteroid in 2021, and it's going to get there in 2022. They're just going to bump into it, and they're going to see how that asteroid's trajectory has changed. They're going to see if its structure has changed at all, if there was any damage from the collision. And by doing so, they're going to be able to kind of determine if this is a feasible strategy for other asteroids in the future that might actually be heading towards Earth. We're very much in the early stages of figuring out how we're going to do this. But, the physics calculations are there. NASA thinks that it is possible to do this. They just have to, figure out exactly how.
All right, let's go back to what I said at the beginning, taking the size of that asteroid that struck Siberia in 1908. If that same size asteroid, or one a little bigger or even a little bit smaller, if it hit, what kind of destruction and devastation would we be looking at?
They had a relatively small asteroid, and it caused like millions of dollars in damage. There were 1,200 people injured, mostly just from the shock wave from the explosion. This kind of just rippled through the area, and buildings were damaged, buildings were collapsing. And this is a pretty small asteroid. And the issue too with these small asteroids is that they're very hard to detect.
All right, Hanneke, thank you for joining me. We'll certainly check back in with you if this threat becomes imminent. Thank you.